Hi everyone, this is Mrs. Udy, and I'm going to be teaching you about single variable expressions. Okay, in this problem right here, we're going to first talk about the word terms. Terms are the different parts of the expression that are separated by a plus, or in this case, a minus sign also. What I do is I kind of circle them. Hey, 2x is a term. Negative 3 is a term. Negative 4x is a term. And plus 5 is a term. We could also talk about the word like terms. Which ones are alike? Well, 2x and 4x are like terms because they have the same variable with them. The same is true with the constants. And we'll talk about that word next, but constants, they don't have a letter on them. They're just plain old numbers. So the negative 3 and the plus 5 are like terms. So now that we talked about that a minute ago, we said, what are the constants? Well, constants don't have a variable with them. So the negative 3 is a constant and the 5 is a constant. Notice how I'm using a big circle. I am actually circling the sign with it. That is a negative 3. It is not just a 3. The sign goes with it. Okay, now what is the variable? We've been learning about variables for quite a long time. Variables are letters that stand for something, but in this case, we have an x, okay? It's the same letter, so we're just going to say that x is our variable. Next is coefficients. Coefficients are numbers that are times by a letter. So the 2 is a coefficient to the x, and this is the tricky one. The negative 4 is a coefficient to that second x in the problem. So now it says, hey, simplify the expression. Well, expressions don't have equal signs, so why we're simplifying it is because we can't set it equal to anything. It's not just going to be equal to a number. All we can do is make it as simple as possible. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to combine our 2x and our negative 4x because they are like terms. Now, I'm going to rewrite it down here, 2x minus 4x. A lot of you may like to, if I can get that to go, use the sign trick, where instead of subtracting a bigger number, you can change this to plus, which maybe it won't write for me, but plus a negative. So what is 2 plus a negative 4? Well, it is negative 2x. Now we're going to combine the negative 3 and the 5 because they are also like terms. So negative 3 plus 5 is equal to 2. When I put that all together for my final answer, I'm going to first write the letter, which is negative 2x, and then I'll have my constants, which I combined together. The sum of the constants was 2, so I'm going to write, because it's positive, a plus 2. That is as simple as I can make it. I can't combine the x with a plain old number, so it's already simplified. Okay, let's simplify this one. Is there anything that matches that m there? No, there's no other m's in the problem. But look, there is a plus 1 and there is a minus 25. Some of you may remember those words. What are they called? They're called constants. So I can combine those two together. 1 minus 25, or 1 plus a negative 25 is negative 24. So I'm going to bring my number down with the variable, so the coefficient is 65m minus 24. Now I have this one, so I have two variables in this problem. There is the b, and then over here I have again a negative 3b. Okay, so I'm going to combine those two together. This is a 1b. If there's no coefficient with it, it is a 1. So 1b, and I'm going to do the sign trick on this, plus a negative 3b. What is 1 plus a negative 3? Well, it is negative 2.
Maybe I'll just, I'll be the dumb one.
Next, I'm going to look at my constants. I have a plus 3.
Where's the sprayer?
And a minus 4. Okay, let's do the sign trick again. 3 plus a negative 4 is minus 1, or you could have put plus a negative 1. Either one of those works in this case. The answer is negative 2b minus 1, or negative 2b plus a negative 1. Either one of those works. Okay, next we're going to do one that's a little bit harder. We have a fraction here. So when I have a fraction and I just have this plain constant on the bottom, I can divide it into each term in the expression. So I'm going to divide a 2 into the 2x.
And if you need help copying things, I will have to help you because there's no copy room here.
-4. Okay, so I'm going to have, in this case, 2 divided by 2 is x.
I almost want to ask you to go
Then
make copies
6x
of
divided by 2
is
is
at the very least to see how this
3x. 2 into the -4 is going to give me -2. Then I'm going to combine like terms. X plus 3x is 4x, and then I just have this constant here of -2, so my answer would be 4x minus 2. Okay, on this problem, it's a little bit different because a lot of us are going to want to do the 3 minus 5 first. But hopefully you remember a little bit about the order of operations that we talked about in the last lesson, where you have to do parentheses first. So our first step in this problem, what I like to do is I kind of cross out the 3 so it doesn't, well, maybe it won't let me write, but okay, we'll try. There we go. Cross out that 3 so it doesn't get in my way. Now, notice that I did not cross out that negative. I need that negative. I'm going to multiply. This is actually a -5. -5 times a -2 is a positive 10x. -5 times a positive 1 is a -5. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the 3 mysteriously reappear. This is a positive 10x because I didn't have a negative, so it's positive, and I'm going to write my plus 3 back out here. Okay, now I'm going to combine like terms. 3 minus 5, or plus a -5. That is going to give me -2. And then I just have a plain old 10x, so I'm just going to write plus 10x. Now, one of the things that we need to really focus on is writing things in order. When you type the answer in, I'm not going to accept -2 plus 10x. We need to write things in order. So we're going to start with our variable first. So our final answer is actually going to be 10x. Notice that it's a positive 10 because that says plus 10x. And then this is a -2, so I'm going to write -2. I take the sign with the number. Okay, the last one, I'm just going to show you how to set up level 4. I'm not actually going to do it for you. It's just going to show you that, hey, you need to start with a chart. So table 1, how many seats does it have? Well, each dot represents a seat, so this is 3. Table 2, how many seats does it have? Well, there are 4 dots, so it's 4. Table 3, how many seats does it have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then what you're going to do is you're going to look for a pattern and say, I wonder what will go here. I wonder what will go here, and see if you can figure out, because you're not going to want to count out to 100. Can you find a way to get there? So that will help you with level 4.